Are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? If you're a woman, you're not alone. With over 1,000 hormone disruptors in our environment, it's no wonder things can feel out of balance. On top of that, natural changes like PMS, menopause, and other life stages can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and trapped in a constant battle with your body. But here's the good news. You don't have to suffer through it. Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth is here to help. This herbal formula fine-tunes your hormones, balancing estrogen, testosterone, and even stress hormones like cortisol, which can contribute to weight gain, racing thoughts, poor sleep, and more. With over 40,000 five-star reviews and a bottle selling every 24 seconds, the results speak for themselves. Ready to feel like yourself again? For a limited time, get 15% off your first order at happymammoth.com using code NEXTCHAPTER at checkout. Visit happymammoth.com today and get your old self back naturally.
Hey, it's Amy Brown from The Bobby Bones Show. Join me in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for a chance to win a trip to meet Megan Maroney at the 2025 iHeart Country Festival in Austin, Texas on May 3rd, hosted by Bobby Bones. We're going to hook you up with tickets, flights, hotel, food credits, and a meet and greet with Megan Maroney. Take action now to support St. Jude and help cure childhood cancer, and you're going to be entered for a chance to win. Visit iHeartCountryTrip.com to learn more.
And we are back. Man, be rich. This is another great day, man.
Hey, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Well, look, you got on the Supreme shirt, so you must be feeling supreme today, man.
Supreme like a king, you know what I'm saying?
I see, man, you got the A-hat matching, man. You know, I don't really talk about your clothing that much, you know what I mean? But I see you. I see you.
I know the one thing. You dropping that weight, man. What you doing?
Oh, man, well, you know, I'm just trying not to be as fat as I was the day before.
Okay, well, keep it up, man.
That's it. Every day is another day to not be fat, man. And I have on some of that Greater Baby clothing, man. Life is just better in Atlanta.
Ooh.
Because it is, man.
Hey,
Life
look,
is just better
speaking
in
of
Atlanta.
that.
What's up?
This week, man, we're coming out with our merch.
Oh, we are. We are dropping Waterboyz Show t-shirts, man.
If y'all want some, man, y'all make sure y'all DM us. Let us know. We'll send it to you ASAP.
Man, but anyway, man, now that we got a little house business out the way, right?
Out the way.
Man, today we have another special guest on the show. I mean, hey, man, God just keep throwing these blessings our way, man.
Who we got?
Listen, man, let me tell you something. I'm talking about Atlanta's a great market, right? Atlanta's a great market. I'm talking about for radio entertainment and sports talk radio.
Oh, one of the best.
Man, I'm talking about one half of the number one. I know it had to
That
be.
number one?
On to be number one. I know, like, I be listening to him.
Yeah.
I know I be listening to him. I know he probably want to stay humble, but it's the number one sports talk radio show in the city of Atlanta, in the state of Georgia. And also, these men have their own beverage that was named after a segment on the show.
Oh, I know
mean,
that.
who does that? Who does that, Be Rich?
They do it.
I tell you who does it, man. Listen, man. Y'all already see on the camera, but give it up, man, for the one and only Carl Dukes from the Dukes and Bell Show, man.
Yeah,
What's up, my bro?
Hey, man.
How you doing, man? Now we got to give you that love, man.
That's the drink, right?
Hey, man.
Hey, man. I always want to do that segment. Y'all never answer for me, though.
Hey, man. Hey, well, look, I'm going to just ask you this right off, man. I'm going to ask you this right off. And you let me know if you were there or not, because I can't remember, because I was in a fog this day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the date. It was a Monday. You listen to this too, Be Rich. It was a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it for the city of Atlanta. Let's call it the Dark Monday. It was the Dark Monday in the city of Atlanta, February the 6th.
Oh, I remember that.
2017.
I was catching a flight back, sad as hell.
Were you on the radio that day? Because I was in a fog. I can't remember. If you were, I know I listened to you guys, but I was in a fog. Were you on the radio February 6th, 2017?
So we're going to start with the dark stuff first.
That's what we're going to go ahead. Because I really want to know. I really want to know if you were there, and how was just in the whole mood, of the city, and how does a person in the perspective and the seat that you sit in handle that for the city and the fans who were so heartbroken?
So, first of all, thank you guys for having me.
Oh, good.
Real talk, I was telling B and Trey, I was like, look, I watch these guys.
Wow.
So the Waterboyz, this is a movement. Get on board, right? First and foremost, if you're not familiar with it and you're watching for the first time, you need to give these guys some love and be on board, all right? So when I got asked to do this, I was like, what? Yeah, of course I watch those cats. So I'm happy to be here. To answer your question, it was the hardest day in radio that I've ever done.
Wow.
And then it turned into the hardest few months in radio that I've ever done. Wow. And I'm talking about, I've done this a long time. And the reason is because the city was depressed. So that Monday, to be quite honest with you, you come on and there is no positive spin. It's the worst blown Super Bowl in the history of the Super Bowl. It's the biggest game on the planet. And our team has failed. And in the manner in which they did that, hurt. And everybody was hurting. Everybody was hurting. And I just remember, man, going on and saying, look, we can talk about, the season and all this and Matt Ryan being MVP because we were in Houston for the week and it was incredible. And I tell people, if you did a movie and you saw how Atlanta took over H-Town.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? We did.
Did.
And if you did a movie and you filmed for 5 days and you saw all the activity, all the people that came through, all the entertainers, actors, everybody was there because we thought we had the best team that year.
Yeah,
okay?
We did.
We did. And I remember doing an interview in Boston at the time, and they're a little bit cocky. I was on WEEI, and they were like, "What makes the Falcons so good?" And I was like, "Look, this is the best offense in the NFL." And I tried to lay out to them during that season, at the end of that season, heading into that Super Bowl, this is what makes this team dangerous, right? Yes. And we talked about Shanahan and his play calling, and Matt on top of his game, and Julio, and Mohamed Sanu, and our run game, and it was on point. And they were kind of like, ha, ha, ha. And if you remember how the game started, we were on their ass.
On their ass.
We were on their ass. So the game starts, and they're like, New England fans are like, oh, crap. And again, that's why it hurts so much, because you're right, we had the best team. But getting back to that day, it was depressing. It was emotional. It was the gamut, the spectrum of losing and feeling that at your core. So that day was tough, man. And I remember coming back, and it was kind of weird because we were like, all right, a loss on Sunday you can get over usually by Wednesday.
Yes.
But when you lose the Super Bowl,
it's done.
The way that we lost the Super Bowl,
yes,
it just eats at you. And so the next day it was like, oh, it's going to be easier. And usually it is. It wasn't.
No.
And the next day. And then you realize, damn, people aren't really calling to talk about the Falcons because we're all still in our bag. We were in our fields.
I didn't watch. I remember before the Falcons watching everything, NFL Network, Sports Center, I didn't watch nothing.
Nothing.
Couldn't.
Wow. Nothing. So the crazy thing is, and I'll say this, and even being out like at the grocery store, and I have people that recognize me, or they listen or whatever, or I'll start talking at a restaurant, somebody be like, oh, and even those folks, when that happened, were like, first thing out of their mouth, man, how are we gonna get over this? What we gonna do? You know what I mean? And I think people forget. This is a sidebar, but we get back to the playoffs the next year.
We did.
People forget.
Made it to the second round.
We get back to the playoffs. The team was still really good. Yes. But, that's neither here nor there because the memory you're talking about was just so devastating. But it was by far the hardest day I've ever done on radio.
I wanted to ask you that. So we processed through it. I don't know if B. Rich is over it. I feel like at this point, I'm as close to getting over it as one can come. Yeah. But I've never had a chance to speak to someone who experienced it from the seat that you experienced it from. Having to sit there and speak to everyone who was going through the things that I was going through.
It was therapy.
That all the fans were going through. And you being in the city, disappointing yourself, family from Georgia, you being here in Georgia, you had to feel it as well. And so I just wondered how that was. You know what I mean? But we processed through it. What you want to say, B. Rich?
I'm just going
to say, thinking. I'm he in deep thought.
I just remember, man, I was on the phone with you. I talked to you, and I cussed out where I left my best friend there. I called an Uber back to the Airbnb. I spent some racks. I got a nice Airbnb by the Galleria.
Yeah.
I think, did I rent a car or Ubers or a car, whatever? I can't remember. But I know I had tickets right there behind the goal post.
Yeah.
When they kicked the field goal, you could see me with the Matt Ryan jersey on, and I just remember going to when I went to bed that night, it felt like I had broke up with my girlfriend, or you know, like
For
that
real.
you really was in love with, and you just was sad. So I went to sleep sad. Then I woke up and it felt like somebody died. I'm like, I still feel this hurt.
It was bad,
And
bro.
the first person I saw at the airport was Ryan Cameron. And I saw
Ryan
him.
we were hanging out. Ryan was
Yeah.
there, obviously. Man, we was at a party. Not to
Yeah.
kill your story, but we were at a party when Matt got announced that he was the MVP.
Yeah.
And some guys from Atlanta, like I'm telling you, everybody was there. They had rented out this club, this warehouse.
Wow.
And they were like, "Yo, come through." And it was nothing but Atlanta folks in this warehouse, okay? And DJ's kicking it, and we're having a great time. And literally, he comes on, and he's like, "Yo," music stops. "Matt Ryan's just been named MVP of the National Football League," and everybody goes,
Had to be crazy.
Everybody's like, "Ah!" We're going bananas. The next day is the game. That's Saturday night.
Wow.
Right? That's the Saturday Night Awards. It used to be Saturday. So I think it still is. But that was the night before. And they're like, people going crazy. Man, we was on cloud 9. We were like, we're about to clear these guys. We're about to go out here and run the Patriots out.
Look, I tell people all the time, my wife has had to deal with me as far as being married for 13 years now. She dealt with me years before that. And I've never seen her as hurt by anything as she was by that Super Bowl. My son, who was at the time, I want to say he was 3 or 4, he came downstairs and said, "Dad," now it's like 11:30, 11:40, "Dad, something's wrong with Mom." And I go upstairs, my wife was just sitting in the floor like in a daze, in a daze. But you know what? We processed, we worked through it, and I'm going to tell you what I did.
What'd you do?
I'm going to tell you what I did. I even wrote a poem, which I like to affectionately call a sports bar. I even wrote something about it.
Okay.
That helped us work through it. It really did. Maybe it can help you. Would you like to hear it?
I absolutely would.
Would you like to hear it? All right then, man. It goes a little something like this. When the birds fly high and the ship set out to sea, there was a falcon flying high, winning 28-3, running up and down the field, moving swift and moving fast. And for 3 whole quarters, Patriots fans knew we was all on their ass. Tom Brady was looking foolish. Bill Belichick was stuck. And every time the Falcons scored, we played Knuck If You Buck. We were drinking margaritas and my wife was blowing a kiss. And all I could think was, oh man, we about to finally win this shit. Then all of a sudden, everything went flat. It's like my Falcon got shot out the sky and went splat, splat, splat. So as they scored the winning touchdown, I couldn't even take no more. So I told everybody at our house for the Super Bowl party, get the hell out of my front door. I'm mad and I'm sick, and I can't take it, man. But that's exactly what happens when you decide to be a damn Falcons fan.
I love it. That's what's up. That's great, man.
Yeah, man. So I actually wrote that to just try to give myself a little bit of comic relief, man.
You have to, man. At the end of the day, as you said, we process through it. You start to realize some of the things you're talking about and like the memories. And, my daughter to this day, man, she's like, "Dad, you remember when you wouldn't come out of the basement?" Because I didn't want it. It's dark. TV's off. I'm done. I'm just like, I can't, there's nothing I can do. What do you want me to do?
Nothing.
Felt
man.
terrible. But I'm with you. I love it, man. I love that poem.
Man, it's all good. So look, I don't know if everyone who listens to you, they may not know or not. Family from Georgia. Yeah. From Griffin, Georgia. Yeah. Your grandmother lived down the street. Yeah. From where your father lived, from where y'all lived in Griffin, right?
Yeah, my dad is originally from there. He ultimately went in the military and we traveled. I was a military brat, but grandma, uncles, aunts, they still, down there. My mom was from Opelika. Okay. So to be in this proximity to Atlanta, it's weird because I never thought I'd come here and work, right, as I was building my career. But to get the opportunity to come here when CBS called me and said, "Hey, we're doing it all sports, we're really interested," I thought it was an incredible opportunity. And I'm gonna say this because y'all are lifelong Atlanta fans, Braves, Falcons, the whole nine, right? Yes. And we can add Atlanta United to that as recently. Yes. But I've said this about Atlanta, and this is the misnomer about our beautiful city, that we don't care as sports fans.
Man,
that's a lot.
Say it, Carl.
And
say it.
I know I'm on a podcast and all that, and but it's bullshit.
Yes.
Okay?
Say it.
There is a passion and a love for our teams, our city, that I knew when I got here. I was like, this is about to be on.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. You've seen it grow,
Yes.
right? From even where it was as you guys were coming up and watching. There is a frenzy about our teams and the passion. So that's number one. I think we just got to dispel that. And I'm saying this on the Waterboyz, but I've said it numerous times to people, and they're kind of like, yeah, Atlanta. And I'm like, you don't get Atlanta. You don't quite understand. So there's that, but that's not to say that we don't want or need the pizzazz with our teams as well, meaning we are a city of entertainment. We want to be entertained, right? So our stars have to have a little bit of that, right?
A little bit of flair.
A little bit of flair as we go through this process. We're not like every other city in that way. So that is why sometimes I think people see it from afar and they're like, oh, they don't care. No, we care. We watch the games, we go to the games, we support our teams, we rep our teams. Yes. But at the end of the day, like, there's something else. And this is why the stars who have been stars in this city, Dominique, right? Mike Vick, you can go down the list of guys, even with the Braves, there's been that little bit of, oh, that's my dude.
Yeah.
And I only say that to say, yes, I want to dispel that because I think people just think, New York, Boston, I get it. You're talking about generations of sports, grandfathers growing up, telling their kids and so forth and so on. But we care. And we're all about it. Now, with that said, yeah, family's from here, man. So I never thought I'd come and work and be here, but it's been a blessing, man, for real. And it's been great for my family. And, we love the A. And just to see how much has changed even in like 13 years, man, it's bananas. Like, this city is constantly on one, right?
Yes.
There's something always going on, and it's just a beautiful place to be, man. So, by the way, we don't have any more room, though. Don't you think you gonna come in here? We good. We full, right? We full.
We are all the way full.
We don't need any more traffic on I-85 or the connector right here. All right?
Not at all. Not at all. We don't need it.
This is crazy, man. Like, I listen to you guys every day, and to hear your voice on our podcast is blowing me away. I love it. Like, we are big fans, no lie. Like, it's a big interview for us. And so we appreciate you coming.
Well, man, I just love, and I told you guys this before we started, like, the reason why you're watching right now and the reason why you're accessing this is because these brothers are authentic. They are what you get, what you see is what you get.
Yep.
And that's why I was like, of course I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? I get approached by people all the time, and, no disrespect, but some of these cats are fake. Some of these cats are like, oh, man, I want to do this, I want to do that. I love the fact that you guys are like, we're going to start this podcast, and we're going to do this, and you've grown it, and look what's happening. So I love that. I love to see people succeed like that, man. So congratulations.
No, thank you on that.
So I got a question. All right. So we talking about interviews. You say, you being one of our best interviews. What was your most memorable interview that you've done? And can you tell us about it?
Oh, man, you know what? There's one that stands out to me that really got me thinking about my future and my life and my finances. But, obviously the big names, and I've been blessed, man. I mean, like, look, I've been doing this since I was 19. I was in school doing this, attempting to become this.
Okay.
I had my first talk show at 22.
Geez.
I've been grinding for a long time. So I've been at this and had the opportunity to interview a lot of people. Obviously, I'll tell you, the big names, right? Michael Jordan. I covered Michael. I tell people, if you didn't understand what the 96 Bulls were, it was like covering the Beatles, right?
Wow.
They would come to town. I know they sold out at the time, the Georgia Dome when Mike and those guys came.
Yeah.
And, but that was in every city. And they'd show up at the hotel, and there would be blocks of people waiting for the Bulls with Rodman and Pippen and George just to have an appearance. And, of course, they would not come out. But the fact is that was the thing. Behind the scenes, after every game, they get on the bus, and you'd see Mike with a cigar at the back of the bus, and they're kicking it. And him and, Kerr and all these guys. And, like, to see that as a young guy coming up, it was incredible to cover. But, like, I was in awe the first time I went into a locker room to see and talk to him because it was like, it's Mike. And then I think Allen Iverson tells a story where he's like, he's wearing the Jordans. Because you were like, does he wear them for real?
Does he really wear them?
So he's like, he's wearing the Jordans. And it was just one of those things because he was bigger than life. And you got to understand this, too. And this is a hard part for people that are younger than we are. This is prior to the internet. This is prior to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, there was another level of famous, right? When people know who you are, when you're not doing all the digital stuff. And so that was the incredible thing. But here's the interview that changed my thinking about things. So I got a chance to talk to Magic Johnson. He had come to town. I'm in Houston. He had come to town. And Magic, for those of you who don't know, is involved in numerous financial ventures, okay? And, Magic owned Starbucks, he owned theaters, you probably would be surprised. But he also had a venture capitalist company and all this stuff. So he had come to town, and Magic was buying a place like Atlantic Station here in Atlanta. He was investing in it.
Yeah.
And we had a chance to talk to him about it because at the time it was like, he was out of basketball and he was kind of just, doing some of the broadcasting stuff. But I got a one-on-one with him and he was talking about, I remember asking him, why don't more players do this? Because the reality is, if you think about all the NBA players, I'll use the NBA, but you could use NFL, pick your sport. If they all somehow pulled some of their money together, okay, and invested.
Now we're talking.
Okay. And you're talking about ownership of buildings, blocks, apartment complexes, condos, whatever you want to do. How might that change the complexity, okay, of Black-owned businesses and Black-owned opportunities?
Yes.
So Magic has always been about this. And I said to him, why don't more players do it? And he said to me, they don't want to. They're not interested in it. And they don't realize the impact that it has long term. So now I'm like, I want some financial advice. Right? I want to talk to Magic Johnson about, and basically he just said, look, I think people are afraid sometimes to venture into things that they don't understand. And he got into this whole thing about, think about me when I got to LA. I'm coming from Michigan. I'm this big star. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward and he met the people that he needed to meet through life. And sometimes you come across people, it's like, I don't know how this guy's gonna help me. But he was like, man, the relationships you build, you never know how they're gonna come back.
You don't.
And financially, he was like, I just want to show people that you can own things and you can have things and you can create opportunities for others. And that just stuck with me, man. And it's something that even as I've tried to grow my life and whatnot, I've tried to help others. But from a financial standpoint, just if you think about that, like, you have to want to. Yeah. And if you come across having a little bit, you guys know this, you can turn a little bit to a whole lot, right?
Or you can turn a whole lot into a little bit.
Into a little bit. But it's one of those situations where it was like eye-opening because you think a lot of guys just play, they do their thing, they make their money, and that's it.
Yeah.
And there's just so much more that could be to it. And it's why Magic is who he is. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's just, he owns the part of the Dodgers now. I mean, you think about all
the Commanders.
Part of the Commanders. That's not by accident, right?
Yeah.
And my point is, there are more people. Jaylen Brown, who's from this city, who just got a huge deal, last year, was talking about economic impact. And I just think that is something that we kind of graze over, but it's very important because the financial means are there if people want to do it, especially in the business of sports.
What I liked about it was like back in when he came to Atlanta with his investing, he took over the Greenbrier and he put the Magic Johnson Theater there and put a couple Starbucks on that side of town. And I just remember when he first built it, it was nice.
It was.
The movie theater was nice.
Yes.
And I remember I took my mom and my daughter at the time. We went to a movie and I was like, man, they got something on our side of town that's nice. I mean, it didn't stay nice, ended up shutting down after a number of years. But the fact that he tried to bring it to the hood and show us as a people, hey, you can have nice things as well.
And give some jobs out.
And had jobs, all of that. So shout out to you, Matt Johnson, for coming to Atlanta, Georgia, where you're not from, and trying to do something positive for the community. So a big shout out to that.
Man, I mean, that's deep when you think about it, though. Him saying they don't want to. I mean, a lot of things in life boil down to that. Like, we look at a lot of situations like, why this person didn't do that? And a lot of times, if you ask, they didn't want to, or they didn't know that they could do it. Mm-hmm. They've been convinced that they couldn't do it. And a lot of times, it's not convincing from outside. A lot of times, we let the things that are inside convince us of things that we can't do or shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. Self-doubt, self-guilt, things like that. So I would love it if more players could get over those humps and then put everything together.
Well, guys, think about this. We are in an era right now where basketball players are making close to $60 million a year. Okay? Now, I mean, I'm just telling you guys. We're just talking about Jordan, right? At his peak. And it was a back payment. It was thank you for what you've done when he got $35 million in 1997.
Yes.
And everybody went, or 98, and everybody went, oh my God, he's getting that $35 million. Think about the money he had generated for the league and what he had done worldwide. It was chump change. But you have guys now in this league, some of them who aren't that good, who are about to make $55, $60 million
money.
a season.
DeAndre Hunter. I ain't say that.
I swear I was thinking that. That came out and went through his head into my head. But he beat me to it.
He beat you to it.
DeAndre Hunter, you got to step it up this year, buddy, for real.
Don't get me started. All right. Don't get me started on that dude.
So look, I know we threw your train of thought. I want to talk about the Hawks, man.
Okay.
I know it's football season, but I think you have insight, man. You know, number one sports show in Atlanta.
Say it again.
Number one sports show in Atlanta.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm a big Trae Young fan. What's going on, man? I feel like the management didn't put nothing around him for it to work because everybody's blaming him, and I don't want us, the people, the media, which includes us, to run him away because it's not his fault. He showed what he could do with a team. He got to the Eastern Conference Championship. If he wouldn't have stepped on the ref's foot, who knows? We could have been to the finals. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? Like why does it seem like people don't want to come play with him, first and foremost? And why are we having issues? Why didn't DeJounte Murray and him didn't work out? Because I think DeJounte Murray was a hell of a player for us, and I think he's going to do a great job with New Orleans.
He is, and he's a good dude, just on a human level. Look, when they made that deal, and this is no disrespect to DeJounte, but you don't give up 3 first-round picks unless you are getting a guy that's taking you to the NBA Finals. If you look around the league, there's only about 3 or 4 guys that are worth 3 first-round picks. Seriously. If I told Atlanta fans we're getting Joker and we got to give up 3 first-round picks, you're doing it. Right? If I told you we were getting Giannis, you're giving up 3 first-round picks. You're doing it. LeBron in his prime, not LeBron now, you're doing it. There are only a few guys around the league that you could literally say 3 first-rounders, we're going to finals next season.
We should have did that for Ant-Man when he was in the when he was the first pick. We should have gave him 3 first rounds
in the draft
and picked him.
in the draft.
Yeah.
So that's number one. But that wasn't DeJounte or Trae's fault. The point is they are, and I said this from day one, and people laughed. They are the same player. Understand me. They do similar things on the floor. Now, Trae may have a little bit more flair, and he may have a little bit more offensive game, but they are ball-dominant guards. And when you have ball-dominant guards, what that means is I need the ball in my hands to create, not only for me, but for my teammates. And at the end of the day, when you have 2 guys who are similar in that way, okay, it makes the offense difficult to run. It makes things hard because I'm used to having the ball in my hands, and I give it up to you, and you're used to having the ball in your hands. You need movement, you need motion, you need picks, you need things that are happening. The reason why Trae was successful in 21 when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals is you look at the makeup of the team. He had shooters.
Yes.
He had vets that could play, but the offense still ran through him.
Yes.
And that is why this didn't work with DeJounte. They're cool. Trae said it. I've heard him talk about it. I've talked to DeJounte. They're cool, but it didn't work. And Trae said it. It's not the first time that somebody makes a deal and it's not going to work. Now, let's get to the other part of what you just asked, which was, why, it seems like teams or people don't want to come play here. Trae Young is not a selfish player. You can't be selfish and average 28 and 10 or 28 and 12, right? A selfish player is not giving up the rock like that. It's just the perception, I believe, is that, to your point, what is management doing to make this team better? And I'm watching, if I'm a ball player around the league and I'm watching and I'm saying, man, Trae can ball. Everybody knows that, but what are they doing to make the team better? Mm-hmm. And I think that has been a question, unfortunately, since Slink left. Travis Slink came in with a plan, and he said, look, we're going to have shooters. Think about it. The way he went about drafting,
put together a good team.
He did. And the way the team was built was perfect for Trae. He had the tools to win. And then when they started to dismantle the team, which is something Slink didn't want, that's when things started to go downhill, right? We got to move Red Velvet because we got to save money. Really? Red Velvet won us game 6 in Philly damn near by himself. I mean, we forget. So I just feel like
told him that.
I just feel like that's what's going on right now. And until Landry Fields, who's the current general manager, and the front office, Kyle, listen, we love Kyle Korver. He was a great player for us here. He's a good guy, but they have to show that they can put a team around Trae Young. And, the decision was made this offseason. When you traded DeJounte, because everybody's like, they're going to trade both of them. And I was like, they're not doing that. That's stupid. But when the decision was made to trade DeJounte, which we all thought was going to happen, what are you saying? We're saying we're still about Trae Young.
That's how I feel.
That's what we're saying. Yeah. So how do you make that work, and how do you make us better, and how do you make us a playoff team? Not a play-in, I'm not talking about the play-in. So that's the question.
I think, man, I think they're going to be a playoff team this year. I feel like all the pieces that's in play, they got to step up. They got to do that. I think Jalen Johnson is vital for him to become an all-star this year. I feel like Trae, he's going to step up. I feel like he's in the gym right now. You understand?
He's a gym rat, man.
I think he got something to prove. Our first round pick's gonna have to like 10 and 10, something. And I was talking to you earlier, the Daniels kid, I feel like, he's the X piece.
Can he shoot?
He gonna have to learn. but like I feel like Trae can make up for that.
Okay.
Like, you just play your defense, you finish what you need to finish, and you pass out. Now, one person that has to change is Clint Capella. When he grabs a rebound, he needs to kick it back out.
Not if he's right there by the basket,
bro,
man.
He's not going to make it.
No.
He's not going to make it.
That's bad basketball.
Man, Clint Capella, when he gets a rebound, cannot make a layup.
That's bad basketball.
Am I lying? No, he can't make bunnies.
But that's bad basketball, though. You don't kick it back out when you're right there by the basket. You're almost 7 feet.
Kick it back out, please. It's vital. It's vital.
Here's the deal.
The man said it's vital.
Why is he not dunking those, though?
See, I like that idea better than kicking it back out.
Because he's going to get fouled and he's not going to make his free throw.
He makes one.
You know what? That's right. He's true.
He makes one. He makes one.
Look, Clint, you're a great rebounder. You're a great person. When you get the rebound on the basket.
How do you know he's a great person? We don't even know this dude.
My intuition.
Because he had dyeing his hair like Kwame, because we were Kwame fans?
Because of the hurricane. The tornado.
I'm just saying.
It's the tornado.
You took me back with that one.
Because he got the tornado. I had to rock with him.
You had one of those.
I didn't.
You think you stuck in the Juice movie, huh? You think you one of them Atlanta people want to be in the Juice movie,
The polka dots. Kwame, man. What you talking about, man? Get it right.
Look, Clint, if you get a rebound, Clint, put it back up with strength. Do not listen to Be Rich. You would not be where you are right now. Be Rich was your coach, big brother, even if he was your uncle or little brother. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Be Rich.
Do me a favor. When you get that rebound, kick it to Trae, man. We're going to be all right.
Daniels, though, we are going to be better defensively. Risha Shea, he has great timing and blocking shots. Clint still has an ability to do that, obviously.
Hunter, you got to step up, bro.
Who?
DeAndre Hunter, bro. You need to step up. You need to average 20 and 10.
Wait. Who?
We still waiting on him.
I don't understand.
Don't get me started on this.
Now you don't have to. But I'm gonna tell you.
But I'm glad you wanted me to say something about D Hunter.
Go ahead.
You know what, man? Listen, I've been riding D Hunter for 3 years.
Okay.
And for 3 years. And people who listen to me, y'all know this, because I said the key to this team was DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter has the body and the ability to create his own shot.
Yes.
He's long. He can play defense.
Yes.
Right? But then we get in these games and you like,
where is he?
Where is he?
He's not playing defense.
Come on, man.
He's not making no shots, and he can't dribble.
So I'm like, D, man, what's going on? And then he teases you with what he did in Miami.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
In a playoff game. Right, a couple of seasons ago, where he goes off for 35 or 36. You're like, man, if we get this D Hunter, we in business, and then we don't. So I get back to this. He's still here. He's got an enormous amount of athleticism. I just wish, for whatever reason, and we're getting to this point, guys. All right, this is something I always talk about. When you're a dude that's been in the league 6-7 years, this is who you are.
You are what you are.
Okay? There is no, he's going to take another step.
You are what you are.
This is what you're getting. So if you're telling me I'm going to get 12 and 5 from D Hunter on average.
You need to go.
Yeah. it's got to be more than that. So when you say that, I've been on it, man, because I think he's so talented, but we just haven't seen it.
So, man, why you tough on everybody else? You don't have nothing to say when Trey does something.
So let me say something real quick.
I want you to answer that question.
Why what?
No, come on.
Why what?
Why are you so tough on everyone else, but you will not be tough on Trey Young on anything? And if I am or say something, I'm hating or I want him to leave.
Because Trey Young has proven himself to me. He's proven that you're going to put butts in the seat.
Capella is proving himself in the NBA.
He's proven that
I'm
he
not saying he's
cannot
Trey
put
Young
up a
level
rebound.
player. He's proven himself.
I mean, he has. He's proven that he can't make a layup.
Listen, man.
When he gets a rebound.
Where is Clint Capella from? Well, do anybody know where Clint Capella
I think he's
from?
it's overseas somewhere.
Where he from? Any black man from overseas that can come over here with dye in his hair look like somebody that you know when you were kind of broke.
I guess you weren't high on Dennis Schroeder, huh? You weren't high on Dennis Schroeder?
Man, you know my son used to love Dennis Schroeder.
I know.
He was like, he got that dye in his hair. I said, man, that ain't dye. That man threw some peroxide in his hair. You remember people would throw peroxide to dye their hair back in the days when they had no money. So what I want to know is, man, I'm just telling you, I didn't do it, but I'm just telling you what people did when they didn't have no money. There's some people out there who will back me up on that.
So if I put some peroxide in my beard, it's going to change it?
Man, please don't. Please don't. Boy, you're going to look like a fool out here. Boy, you're going to look. You're already light as you are. And then you're going to have the orange beard. Boy, you're going to look like a fool.
I'm going to have an orange beard.
Yeah, man. It's going to turn it that orange kind of like color.
Hell no.
Yeah, don't do that, man.
What y'all put in this cup, man?
Man, be rich when and got that drink,
what
man.
y'all got in this cup?
Man, what you trying to get dudes drunk before the show, man?
I want to ask you something. I want you to drink that before I ask this question.
Oh, Lord. Hold on. Why are you trying to get... Why? Like, is he trying to get the man drunk?
Joke. You just ruined my joke,
man. Go ahead.
Damn.
Go ahead, man. Get your joke off.
over there doing
No, go ahead. The man has a job to go to.
So, all right. So, listen. We trying to figure this out, and we can't figure out for the world of us. All right, so you saw we gave up 3 first-round picks. That wasn't Schlank. That had to be the owner, right?
Oh, here we go. Slanky boy.
Yes.
All right, so, we saw a clip of Mark Cuban, and he was saying that he stepped in and he did the deal.
Yeah.
So, Mark Cuban wanted Luka.
Bad.
So why we couldn't get 2 to 3 first-round picks? I think what I think personally, and I want to ask you this question. Do you think that Wrestler, which is the Hawks owner, and Cuban struck a deal for him to go on Shark Tank? And this thing happened. Because I can't figure out in the world why the owners is there something coming on. What you think?
No, man. Look, he didn't strike no deal, man. He did want him. He went over to see Luka a couple of different times personally. Usually, like even Travis when he was here, and most general managers, they'll travel abroad if they're serious, like Ricochet, right?
Yeah.
You go over to France, you see him play or whatever, but they wanted him. It's funny. Let me ask you guys something real quick, and this is something we've discussed. Like, I'm gonna take y'all behind the curtain right now, okay?
All right.
Okay.
So we in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Black people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would you have been cool if we drafted Luka, not knowing what you know about Luka right now? Remember when he's coming into the league, you could see about 3 scenes of him playing overseas, and all we heard was that he was going to be great, blah, blah, blah. He'd been a pro since he was 13, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
Everybody now is saying, damn, we missed out because you know what you're seeing.
Okay.
Prior to that, Atlanta, would you have been cool with drafting Luka? Because I got to tell you something. I think that's something the team thought about. And they thought about how do we build a team from a guy. Trey is a distributor at heart. Mm-hmm. Yes, he can score. He's always done that. But Trey Young could affect the game with 15 assists, and that he'd be fine with that. Mm-hmm. I just feel like now it's easy to say, damn, Luka's size and look what he does and how he's perennial all-pro. It's easy for us to sit here and say, that's the dude. Would you have said that draft night?
I got it. Let me jump into this conversation. I'm going to be completely honest. No, I did not want Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic had an ugly step back, and he's actually still doing that same damn step back. And after he did it right there in Rudy Gobert's face. And I'm like, he doing that same ugly ass shot, and it's balling. So, no, I did not want Luka.
And let me tell you, that's how a lot of folks felt.
But let me say this. It is not my job, your job, or B-Rich's job to know what is going to work from a basketball standpoint. If you want to come to me and say, what song do I think will fit best and make a crowd go crazy? Hey, Slank, hey, Wrestler, play that for me and B-Rich. We come from the music business. We may know better than you guys. But when it comes to basketball, they should know more than me. And they should not let culture be a reason that you draft somebody. Draft a player that is the better player. So I'm not going to give them the pass. No, I didn't want Luka, but I'm not going to give them the pass for being basketball people, for being in the basketball business and supposed to run a good team. Because I'm going to tell you this. They call Trey Ice Trey, and we know Quavo made a song. But if Luka came in here balling, it'd be 100 songs talking about, I'm at the bar smoking hookah, hanging one bar for Luka. You know what I'm saying? We smoking hookah, balling like that boy Luka. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro.
It's real. That's real.
I'm telling you, Slanky boy, that's what I call him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't personally think that Travis Slank did a good job. That's just me. I'm on the opposite side of everyone. Now, you might have some intel that I don't have, but I just break it down.
I think there's two things at play here. One, first, I agree with you, because at the end of the day, we want to win, right?
100%.
And Luka was here, and we're going to the conference finals every year, and we in the mix. It don't matter.
Like that boy Luka.
But I just think now, it's like with anything, man. If, you open the gift, before you open the gift, you're like, man, I hope it's this. You open the gift, and it's not that. You're like, oh, man, I wish I would have got that, right?
Yeah, true.
But there's two things at play here. Slink wanted to make decisions and deals that he was not allowed to make.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see?
Okay.
There
So
you
you
go.
giving me, hey man, somebody.
I've been saying it.
Listen,
I've been saying
somebody
it.
wrote and said one of those was possibly thinking about maybe trading Trey at one point.
No.
I'm just telling you.
He probably thought
I'm just
that.
telling you what
No, you're right. You're right about that. All I'm trying to say is,
hold on.
you heard Mark Cuban out his mouth say he told Slinky they over GMing.
All I'm saying is, one of those moves that we heard, I think it was Rick Bucher, I could be wrong.
I mean, because he realized, he said, hey, you know what? I may have made a mistake.
Okay, then.
You got to respect that.
Okay, then. Make some good deals in the first place, my guy. John Collins, off the team. DeAndre Hunter, we just clowned him. There you go.
We should have kept Red
There you go. Cam Reddish, I almost flipped my TV over when we drafted Cam Reddish.
I thought he was going to be the man.
This is Marvin Williams 2.0.
I didn't
it's
think
not
that.
even Marvin Williams. That was Marvin Williams 3.0.
I thought
he
he was
wasn't even
gonna
good
ball.
enough to be 2.0. Everybody, he convinced me. Nah, man, Cam Reddish got it. Him and my nephew. Hey, Dave. Yeah, I'm talking about you, nephew. Yeah, my first nephew. I'm talking about, man, love you to death. But you said Cam Reddish was going to be good, and he ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing in the state of Atlanta. You think what?
I think Cam Reddish ego took him out.
Oh, man, look, let's go down the line. John Collins, DeAndre Hunter suspect, Cam Reddish off the team, Amari Spelling not on the team.
He ate himself out the
Kevin, listen, okay, well, get you somebody who's not going to eat themselves off the team. You already know you're not far from Magic City and them lemon pepper Lou wings. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take all that into consideration, right? All right, we got Big O. I like Big O. I don't know what Big O going to be able to do with more minutes. I like Big O. But you still have not addressed, even with Big O playing, you still have not addressed one of the biggest issues that you have having a 6-foot point guard, and that is size in the paint. The Hawks get pushed around, even with Capella. That's not a 7-footer, and he's not the most stout guy under the basket. Yeah. So we get pushed around. We got a 6-foot guard, which I love Trey, but I'm just breaking down what's actually happening out there on the court.
But that's where Daniels is going to come into play. Like for everything that DeJounte was, DeJounte was not a stout dude either, right? We had two smallish guards playing at the same time in many cases. That's going to help. I mean, Daniels he's a much bigger guard and a much better defender.
We need it.
So I'm with you. All these are things that you're saying are absolutely true as far as the deficiencies and how you try to fix them. But I think the whole Slink thing and decision making, there's a reason, fellas, that the reason why he's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I hate that. I think one of our better GMs was Danny Ferry. I really liked him. I hate that he put his
he didn't even put his foot in his mouth. He just came out. He knew better than that.
Should he have read that though? I mean, he's reading the report, right?
What is he reading? Because when we listened to the audio recently, and he sounded like it was just something he said.
Regardless, I'm gonna tell you who was wrong. That was an internal conversation.
Correct.
And them owners was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
You heard owner, man. I should
don't give him a pass, B-Rich.
I ain't giving him a pass. But I'm saying,
because if you say something on this mic that people don't want to hear, we're not going to get a pass.
What I'm saying is we have our calls. we have our calls that we do on our FaceTime calls. You know what I'm saying? And we say whatever during our calls. And who's privy to that?
That's us three, though.
I know, but what I'm trying to say was he had a call.
When Aaron on the call,
Bro,
I don't know what Aaron gonna do.
What I'm trying
Look
to
at him. Look at him, man. I don't know what he gonna
Aaron
do.
like he on some fuck shit.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we can trust it.
Now look.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at his eyes.
This man got like a 3/4 beard. It's not even a full beard over there. I don't even know what's going on. He walked out of the house with a struggle beard, man. I'm not trusting that.
Yeah, I agree. Aaron Woe Pittman, I don't know. But where I was trying to go with it is like you're having a conversation with your bosses. It's you, your bosses, and your peers. You're talking about it. Why is it being recorded, first and foremost? And why do when he says that, one of the owners says, I'll send this to Sports Center.
I got a question.
So that was some internal.
It was a gotcha moment, right?
I got a question. Like I'm in the third grade trying to get seen in the back of the class. I don't know why I said in the back. I was one of the smartest people. That was an idiot move. But anyway, Carl Dukes, half of the number one sports talk show in Atlanta. Are you gonna say something like that with Mike Conti on the line?
Like what?
Like with Danny Ferry. Are you gonna say anything that shouldn't be said with Mike Conti on the line with one of the upper people at the station?
Well,
I mean,
so for me, so let me say this.
It
was some internal stuff going on. They didn't like each other.
No, for
the
real.
owners, man.
For real. But I
shouldn't have said that with the guys on the line.
Well, you're right, and you have to know who you're talking to.
That's all I'm saying.
You have to know who you're talking to.
That's all I'm saying.
So, but I will say this: if you're an executive and you're in the room and we're talking about internal basketball affairs, and you're at the table, I'm suspecting that that's going to stay private, right? And it just didn't. I felt like it was a gotcha moment too. And I'll say this, and he'll never own it, but I've talked to Mike Budenholzer about this. And, people forget, Ferry came in, he hired Mike Budenholzer. Mm-hmm. They were going to be the guys who were going to build this. And obviously Danny leaves, and then they elevate Bud, and we know how that all went.
Yeah.
But that's how he felt. Like it was a gotcha thing, man. I mean, so I'll say this, though, to answer your question. For me, I don't give a damn. I tell you how I feel, and I tell people, I'm going to tell you to your face exactly what I say behind your back.
Oh, I'm with that too.
And so if you're saying, like, if I had a conversation with Conti, what's up, Mike? I'd have the same conversation with him that I would have if he wasn't in the room. Mm-hmm. I'm not calling him names. I'm not talking bad about anybody's family. I'm just like, we're talking business. This is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's how I operate, and that's why I don't like blank ass people.
But that remark was outside of the scope of business.
I got you.
In my opinion, that particular remark was outside the scope of business.
I need you to do me a favor. What was the owner thinking when he heard Danny Ferry say those comments? What was he thinking when he heard it?
Man, so Danny Ferry said, what's the player again? What's his name? Lou Aldane?
Yeah.
He said, Lou Aldane, man, he got some African in him. The owner said, whoa. I can't stand this bald-headed dude, Danny Ferry, anyway. For real? I got you now, ninja. Hey, damn, I know you're white, but I got you, ninja. I got you. We got you now. He probably looked around the room like, did you hear like Kilo? Do you hear what I hear? He's gone. Get him out there, please. You know what I'm saying?
So he was like, man, the other owner had liked Ferry. He didn't like him, so he's like, I got him. I got both of them.
He out of here. I got what I want. He is out of here like an umpire. Out of here. He probably told Danny Ferry as soon as they left the meeting, he said, you know what? It was so nice to know you, my brother. Make sure, you know what? I'm going to buy you a ticket to a real ferry, Danny. You'll be real comfortable on a ferry, Danny Ferry. We're going to catch you one in Chattahoochee, man. You going to ahead and get on up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Once it went public, fellas, though, the pushback
it was over.
It was over. It's too much. It's too much.
It was over.
So look, that's enough about the house, man.
Yeah, because I do want to ask somebody about the Falcons.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to ask him something about the Falcons?
So look, man, why not? That's my thing this year. Why not? Why not this year? I think it's our turn. I think we win the Super Bowl. We broke the sports curse a couple weeks back. We've had so many bad breaks for this city. Why not this year? Can it be the Falcons? I really feel like we're going to go all the way and we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Why not?
I'm with you. There's no reason. I mean, look, we've gone from somewhat of a dysfunctional situation with the quarterbacks, right? We don't have one. We think we got one. We realize he can't play. Coach gets got. And then you get Ra in here. And I got to tell you guys, and I had this conversation, and I've shared this on other shows, but like leading into the hiring, and I said this, Belichick was not getting this job. And I kept saying it when people were like, Belichick,
I ain't gonna lie, I
Belichick.
wanted Belichick.
Well, a lot of people did because it makes sense. His experience, there's the pedigree. He's going to come in here. It's going to be no nonsense. He's going to get the players in here that he wants. Problem is, I think Belichick, specifically to the Falcons situation, I won't speak about other things.
Okay.
But it was just, there was, okay, first interview that he had went great. The second interview, which was supposed to be him talking about how this was going to work, how the staff was going to look, who he might keep, who he might elevate, went terrible.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, it was Falcon personnel and brass going, this ain't going to work. And then they were done. Now, during that process, they're interviewing, McDonald, who went up to Seattle. They're interviewing Raw. There's other interviews going on. But everybody thinks like this was a lock. And the only thing I will tell you, and I'm going to tell you, and you hadn't heard this anywhere, prior to the season ending, okay, ownership reached out to see if he would be interested in coming here.
Wow.
Okay? So that's something you ain't going to hear nowhere else. And I'm telling you. With that said, that started this process. And that's why all of the Adam Schefters of the world, right? The Ian Rappaports of the world were starting to report this because they had knowledge of the fact that, hey, they've already had contact. The season ain't even over yet.
Yeah.
So there's got to be there's smoke, there's some fire.
Has to be.
So that's where all that started to accumulate. But it wasn't until these actual meetings when Arthur Blank realized, and the people that he trusts, this is not the route we want to go. And I got to give Rod credit. Rod came in here and people they feel like he's been given a second favor or oh, we know him, so it's okay. Rod earned this shit. He went to LA. He was a defensive coordinator. They won a Super Bowl. Yes, he had the great Aaron Donald, but we act like he was not in charge of that defense and not a critical part of what Sean McVay was doing. So leaving was the best thing for him.
Yeah.
And so now when he comes back and he's interviewing for these jobs,
got me a tip.
He was in a better position to say, look, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I'll say this, for people who say, well, he took over the team after Dan Quinn got fired. I say this all the time. Why don't you come into my marriage about halfway through and see if you can make it work?
Ooh.
Most interim coaches don't work. They don't work because it's not your team. It's not your guys. It's not your play. It's not your scheme. He was just filling in, man. That's all you can do in those situations. And people forget we started 0-5. The team we were in disarray. And now you're supposed to step in and make things right. You're just trying to survive. So for him to get this opportunity, to answer your question, you damn right. Why not? We got a quarterback. We've now shown that we're all in on the defensive side. When everybody wanted a corner in the draft, I said, relax. They'll take care of it. They go get a safety. I think the second best safety in the league, and Justin Simmons behind Jesse Bates.
Let's go.
You putting those cats back there together? AJ just got paid, right? Grady's 100%. Trust me on this. Grady's about to have a great year. You now add Matthew Judon.
Let's go.
Why not us? Because this offense is going to be humming. You have a guy that can deliver the football. And I've been at all these practices, man, all these camp practices. Man. Pitts, he's the number one thing I think that has to be, he's got to be special this year.
I was just about to ask you that.
But he can be with Kirk Cousins. And he's looked that way in practice. Bijan Robinson, I know people tripping about that.
We already know what your hook 'em home.
Oh, baby, hook 'em all day.
We already know you know about Bijan is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know about him.
He's
you have
special.
a belief in him that some of us have not had the chance to gain in him totally.
Yeah.
But let me ask him this one question. I was going to ask you, and you kind of already answered. I was going to ask you, is this a unicorn or bust year for Kyle Pitts?
It is.
Is this the year? It is.
It is.
Hey, look, he said, it ain't no need to go into a description.
Look, if we get to the end of the season and Kyle Pitts has 2 touchdowns and less than 1,000 yards, I'm not sold.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about 2 seasons being taken away for injury. We had him 1 year with Matt Ryan where he looked the part.
Yes.
And then you're going to tell me this year, if he underachieves, how y'all going to cut the check? How are we going to move forward with that? So, yeah. This is by far his biggest year, and I think he's the most critical part on the offense, the most critical person on the offense.
They need him.
You know what I was going to say was I didn't know much about Kirk Cousins, you know what I'm saying? But I got a chance. We went to the Buford practice, and the way he delivers the ball reminds me of Chris Chandler back when he was that year. Because Chris Chandler, when he made a decision,
He was doing it.
it was like it was hitting the receiver.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while to where Matt Ryan had it a little bit, but Chandler that year when we went to the Super Bowl, every time he decided he was going to throw the ball, it was completed. And that's what I see in Kirk Cousins. And the ball, like seeing Ritter so much, he's like, oh, it's about to get intercepted. You always jump when he's Cousins is putting that thing only where his receiver can get it. So I'm really, really excited about seeing that. And Kyle Pitts is going to have a great year because he has Kirk Cousins getting the ball to him like that. Okay. London's going to have a great year.
By the way, he looks like a dog. I mean, Drake is playing with a chip on his shoulder.
You heard that? Your hometown haters out there, you heard that?
I want to see Bijan do 1,000. I want to see him rush for 1,000, receive for 1,000. I would love to see that. I mean, why not, man? Our offensive line is good. Our defense has depth. They can be rested. They have depth at safety.
Yeah.
They have depth on the line. The linebacker. So if you're telling me, man, you rested and you coming in and you getting the same energy from each player, we got a chance, man. And then we got a dog. He got that dog in him.
I'm sold, B. Rich. I'm sold, man.
Let me say this about Bijan real quick, because I asked him this a couple of weeks ago, and I said, Zach Robinson's the new offensive coordinator from the Rams, and I said, did you watch anything like in the offseason? Like, did you because you've said that you want to like be used, or they've told you you're going to be used like Christian McCaffrey. He said, yeah, man, I watched every game of Christian McCaffrey last season.
Wow.
And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I think part of that is, to your point about 1,000, I want people to envision him being used in that way. Christian McCaffrey is the drink. He's the guy that stirs the drink in San Francisco, right? We talk about Brock Purdy, Debo, Ayuk, who's still holding out, whatever the hell's going on. Is McCaffrey. If Bijan is that dynamic, and he is, that's a problem. Slot, backfield, screens, reverses,
we got so
quick
many
hitters.
weapons, man.
So he could easily, I'm not telling you he's going to be better than McCaffrey. He's got to prove that. But he could easily do the same things. And so I thought that was interesting when he said that, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Look, I'm convinced, B. Rich. You got me sold, man.
Hey, man, we got to do it.
You got me excited, man.
We got to come through.
You got me excited, man.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I heard y'all. I don't know if I think it was your show.
Yeah.
It was definitely 92.9 The Game. I was brought up about spending the money on Kirk Cousins and then getting Penix, which I like the fact that he can sit and learn. But it was brought up, hey, could we have used that $100 million on defense or something else?
Yeah.
Was that your show?
It was my partner bitching about paying Cousins.
What do you think about that? You think that we made the right move?
Absolutely.
I do too.
Absolutely.
I do too.
So, fellas, the day before the draft, I came in. I'm going to tell you how locked in I am. I came in and I said, we started the show. And I said, I want to talk about something nobody's talking about. What if we draft Michael Penix? And my partner went crazy. And my producer's looking at me like I'm crazy. And my engineers.
Got to talk about it?
Oh, we talked about it.
Okay.
This is just true story.
I was listening.
And I said, what if we draft Michael Penix? And everybody said, that's the stupidest thing. What the hell are you talking about?
Man, you got on tape.
Why? Oh, it's on tape. Why would you do this? And I said, because if you're committed and you believe that that's what you want to do and you feel like that's what you need to do, and I'm talking about the organization, then you commit to it. It may sound crazy to you guys, but I'm telling you they really like Michael Penix. It's the day before the draft.
How did you know that?
I'm locked in.
Okay, you locked in.
I'm locked in.
And I said, I'm just saying to you guys, right? I'm just telling y'all, there's a chance that this could truly happen. Now, at the time, I told everybody I thought Latu was the best edge rusher.
I heard y'all talking about that too.
It was not Dallas Turner out of Alabama, and I was right. Latu got picked first, and he was the first defensive player basically off the board. But the fact is, that notion just rubbed everybody the wrong way. Well, you just pay Kirk Cousins. This is why it's the right reason. You have to think about now, and you also have to think about your future. And for the Falcons, for the first time, I think they had forward vision. Yes, we're paying Kirk Cousins $100 million, but that's the going rate for these quarterbacks. You guys seen these contracts? Have you seen these contracts?
Yes.
You got to pay to play. So they paid him. But, guys, the deal is really only 2 years. By year 3, if you want to get out of it, it's not going to cost you a whole lot of money. God forbid that he's not balling out.
We already in year 1.
Okay? But even if he is, it's not that big of a deal. And I think these deals happen this offseason, and people went, oh, that's not even a big deal. But you're also setting yourself up for success with the future. And, guys, they worked him out. I'm talking about Penix. They loved him. They loved him. And when they had a chance at 8 to get him, everybody thought it was dumb. I'm just telling y'all, it's going to work out.
So, I'm going to make this short because we're almost getting time to let you go because we know you got to get
Man, and I'm enjoying this too, bro. I'm enjoying it.
The number one sports talk show.
Hey, look, come on, Trey, rub against the
saying it. Keep saying it.
We're going to get some of that, man. Look, him blessing us with his presence is already, man, helping us, man. But tell Mike this, and I also showed, we did a whole clip on this. And another reason they went ahead and drafted Penix is because Arthur Blank was feeling quarterback broke.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to be there again. I say, if you ever been broke before, you say to yourself, once I get some money, I ain't never going back there again. Well, Blank had never been quarterback broke. He came into it, bought the team, he had Vic. He went 1 year without Vic, and then they were blessed enough to get Matt Ryan. He went 1 year with Mariota, a second with Desmond Ritter. Blank said, damn that.
I'm out of here.
I ain't gonna be broke no more. Do what you gotta do. Draft who you need to draft, pay who you need to pay. I don't want this feeling.
Right.
I have had almost 20 years of good quarterback play. I had Michael Vick, Matt Ryan, then you telling me now I got Mariota and Desmond Ritter? No, sir. Get me whoever you need to get me. That's what happened. In my opinion.
No, you're absolutely right.
In my opinion,
you're absolutely
that's
right.
what happened.
And you know what else Arthur Blank is great at? And we know his history and his business savvy and acumen. He understands quarterback sell, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, you excited about Michael Penix and you don't even know it yet.
Hey, man, the do-rag dude.
I'm telling you, you are excited about Michael Penix, and he's NFL ready, by the way. All right? He can play today. But you're excited, and that gets me excited thinking about what this is going to be. And Arthur Blank's sitting there like this. Because he's got a quarterback that can play right now, and when he's gone, he's got a guy that steps right in and says, "What's up, Atlanta? I'm ready to ball out." Yeah. It's a beautiful situation, and you're absolutely right.
Well, we're just waiting on Penix to get his shot. Then we're gonna start rolling out the T-shirts, the do-rag dude, the do-rag daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So just be looking out for him.
Hey, Trey. So look, I know we got to wrap it up, man. But before we do, man, a couple things. Hey, we would like to ask you, man, to be our honorary godfather, man. We come to you. And you give us advice on how to take the Waterboyz to the next level, man. So, like, you know, I would love to, chop it up in a text thread, come up with ideas, man. You be there for us and stuff.
No, man, you guys
really respect what you're doing.
I appreciate it, man. But you know what? We're going to put him in it? Well, can he keep a secret?
No.
Oh, no, he the one going to leak it.
Can he keep a secret?
I'm going to take this man to a barbershop where he can get some hair off the floor and finish his beard off. That's what I'm going to do for this man.
Nah, we got you.
But you know what, man? Y'all are doing this, and I told you at the start, the authenticity, you guys, who you are.
Thank you.
You love our city. You love our team.
Yes.
And ultimately, man, I think people dig that. And that's what this is about. But whatever you need, you know I'm there for you. I'm there.
We appreciate
Two more things.
Yeah, man.
I want Trey to give us a sports bars for the football season, and then I want you to give us a blast for the pass. How you think we should do the blast pass first?
You can do the blast from the pass, and then I'll do a sports bar to lead us into some good feelings for the Falcons 2024.
So, look, we do this segment called a blast from the past.
Yeah.
So we want you to kind of think of a moment in Atlanta sports history, if it's Falcons, the Braves, Hawks, whatever, and tell us about that moment, man. Chop it up for us.
Well, we started this talking about the Super Bowl, so I'm going to take us back because I think this play, and if we end up scoring instead of what happened, okay, we win the Super Bowl.
Okay,
now, Julio catches a ball on the sidelines.
That catch, Ryan, yeah.
It's one of the greatest catches you'll see ever in Super Bowl history, and it would be considered that if we had won it. For those of you who don't remember, we're driving the field, and bottom line is, hold on, that might be Julio right there. I'm lying. We're driving the field, and Julio makes a catch on the sidelines, which basically sets us up, puts us in scoring position. What we forget is, and this is the part, Freeman misses a block. They get to Matt Ryan, he fumbles, okay? If you could have gotten that block, scored, even kicked a field goal, the game changes. And I think the Falcons win the Super Bowl. Now, revisionist history. He misses the block, okay? They hit Matt. Matt fumbles. Patriots get the ball. We know how it plays out. But that sequence of plays from Julio catching and toe tapping on the sideline to setting up what should have been a scoring opportunity puts the game almost out of reach. and it didn't play out.
You know, I don't know if it was that exact play, but it was one of them plays.
Yeah.
They say if the block would have been made, Tyler Gabriel
was wide open. He was, and that's
Mike I heard Mike Shanahan say that.
And that's who Matt was attempting to go to. But you guys, if you saw it, he gets hit. We know how it goes, you know. But that to me is one of those plays, like, it lives in my brain because I'm watching and we see, like, how close you are to winning this thing. I think that's the play that jumps out at me.
All right, I think he gave us some points in that.
Man, boy. All
right, so where we at,
I'm
man?
healed, though. I'm here. Well, I'm going to bring us into the season with some real good vibes.
All right.
So,
what you got?
It's been a long time, fellow Falcon friends, but you already know what it is.
What it is.
It's a brand new year, a brand new team, because last year we weren't standing on biz.
No, we wasn't.
So Blank, he gassed up the jet and brought Coach Raheem back to the A.
Right.
And we calling this our little scrappy year. Head busting the Panthers in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Got a cousin with $100 million arm
Pop.
to take us to new altitudes.
Cousin Pop.
And Bajan, he on his Ray Charles run, you know, make it do what it do. Drake London about to act a fool. I can already hear the DBs crying. And Kyle Pitts, he about to have a career year and go stupid like he did with Matt Ryan. Grady Jarrett, he back and about to feast. Jesse Bates, whoo, that boy a beast.
Yeah.
And it ain't no love for the New Orleans Saints, because the New Orleans Saints for the streets.
Yeah.
It's Falcon time.
Yes.
Call somebody. Let them know that this is our year.
Yep.
And please send some praying hand emojis for the safeties trying to tackle Loud Jeer. It's for my folk on Gresham Road, south of Old Nat, North Georgia, back to Bankhead. And now that the whole season sold out, Carl, we about to bust the whole league across the head. Go Falcons.
Go.
Woo!
I love it. That's what's up, baby. I love it. Let's get it.
That was hard.
Let's get it.
That was hard.
We're going to win this year. And I know you got to get one last question that I do have, and then we will wrap it up. So I'm really big when it comes into talking lately about service.
Yeah.
How we go out into the world, how we help people, how the things we do impact people. I want to ask you, from your seat and what you've done throughout your career, a lot of people may look at sports talk radio or just radio in general like it doesn't impact people. How do you feel you've had an impact on people, or do you even think about the impact you have on people, whether it's helping them with their day or just inspiring the next generation?
It's a great question, and I feel like it's why I do what I do. Sports is the background. It's the connector. It's what we all love, and it's what we all, want to be a part of, which brings us together. Doesn't matter what religion you are, what political affiliation you have, where you come from. We talk about this, we all about it. So for me, I love the fact that I have that opportunity to affect the community, how we think about things, how we process what's going on, not only here locally, but across the country. And I think, I don't take that lightly because people, I say this, people, the research shows us, people give my show not just 15, 20 minutes. People listen sometimes, we've seen the research, 3, 4, 5 hours. I'm on 5 hours. So there are people who listen all day. That is a huge compliment to say, hey, I like you enough. I'm going to give you this much time. Yes. I'm in and out of the car. I'm taking the kids. I got to go take my kids somewhere, but I'm going to get back and listen. I'm on my computer. I'm working from home. I'm going to check you out. That makes you feel like, or at least me, that there is this connection with the audience and certainly this community in Atlanta.
That's awesome.
That is like this. So to your point about giving back, the biggest compliment, man, I'll be honest with you, is not any financial, gain, anything like that. Is when you see a cat in the street and he's like, Dukes! Hey, man, what's going on? Put him up, Dukes, what's happening? And you're like, connecting.
Yeah.
He's here with me. Yeah. We're good. He's listening. He's vibing. He has an opinion. But more importantly, man, we see an eye to eye. And I think for me, that's the biggest thing, man. And I got to tell you, when we go out places and people come, I had a guy come from Athens.
Wow.
It's like, yo, I drove in. I want to see you guys. I want to holler at you. And those are the things, man, like you're going to take time out of your day to do those things. that makes you feel like you're doing what you need to do to make the community understand what's going on with our world.
So,
Man, I love that, man.
Yeah, me too,
I love
man.
that. I love that, man. Well, look, we're going to wrap it up, everybody. It's so many questions that I had out there, but we got to let this man get to the number one show in the city and the state.
Say it again.
Number one.
one.
All right.
Number one. Tell all the fellas that we said hello. We don't know them, but we are supporters of the show.
For sure.
I'm one of the guys that's always listening on the Odyssey app.
Appreciate
I'm
you,
always
brother.
on the Odyssey app.
Yeah,
But look,
by the way, that's great, man. We get credit for that. Thank you.
yeah, I'm always listening. So we're going to wrap it up. Anything else you want to say, Be Rich?
man, hey, it was an honor, man. Thank you.
B, thank you.
All right, man. Hey, you welcome. You welcome, Carl. You welcome.
Appreciate you,
Once
brother.
again, everybody,
Appreciate
on
you.
behalf of myself, Trey, my partner, Be Rich, and half of the number one sports talk show, Carl Dukes, and Aaron Pittman, the Waterboyz Show, we are out.
Kill the camera.
Hey, it's Amy Brown from The Bobby Bone Show. Join me in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for a chance to win a trip to meet Megan Maroney at the 2025 iHeart Country Festival in Austin, Texas on May 3rd, hosted by Bobby Bones. We're going to hook you up with tickets, flights, hotel, food credits, and a meet and greet with Megan Maroney. Take action now to support St. Jude and help cure childhood cancer, and you're going to be entered for a chance to win. Visit iHeartCountryTrip.com to learn more.